You know that feeling where just getting through a normal Tuesday feels like you're carrying the weight of the entire world on your shoulders? Well, welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're embarking on a genuinely fascinating journey to figure out exactly why that is, and more importantly, how to fix it. We're going to decode the profound, timeless wisdom of chapter 18 of the Bhagavad Gita, but we're doing it through a totally fresh lens: modern quantum physics, neuroscience, and the laws of thermodynamics. If you are looking for a practical guide to living peacefully, finding clarity, and really excelling in a world full of doubts and struggles, you are in exactly the right place. Seriously, think about it. Do you ever feel completely paralyzed by the pressure of outcomes? Drowning in decision fatigue? It's literally a modern epidemic. We are constantly burning out, overwhelmed by endless choices, and this intense pressure to succeed. But here's the thing. This isn't just a 21st century problem. This is the exact psychological collapse that the great warrior Arjuna experienced thousands of years ago on the battlefield. In modern clinical terms, his brain suffered a massive amygdala hijack. Cortisol flooded his system, his prefrontal cortex just shut down, and he was totally frozen by decision paralysis. So here is our roadmap for today. We'll explore the modern crisis of action, meet your action team, dive into quantum physics and the observer, unpack the thermodynamics of the mind, and finally, wrap it up with the art of peaceful living. Section 1. The modern crisis of action. From a modern scientific perspective, what we call decision paralysis is essentially a state of quantum uncertainty happening right inside your brain. Before you make a choice, multiple potential outcomes just coexist simultaneously in your mind. You're picturing the absolute best-case scenario, the worst-case scenario, and literally everything in between. Whether you're mapping out a major 10-year career move or honestly just staring at a terrifyingly flooded email inbox, your mind gets trapped in this probability overload. And because we're so obsessed with trying to control an uncertain future, emotional chaos takes over, and absolutely no clear action emerges. This is precisely what stopped Arjuna in his tracks. Section 2. Meet your action team. Now, chapter 18 of the Gita offers a brilliant solution to this paralysis. It breaks down the very mechanics of how an action happens. Think of any single thing you do: a big project at work, a difficult conversation, or even just doing the laundry, like a whole massive engineering project, or a football team taking the field. You might feel like you're acting totally alone, but the ancient text revealed that every single action actually requires 5 distinct components to materialize. You have a whole team working behind the scenes. Let's meet the players on this cosmic team, because understanding this is a real game changer for finding peace. First up, we have Adhishthaanam, the seat or your physical gross body. You can just think of this as your computer hardware. Second is Kartaa, the doer or your ego. To really grasp this one, there's a brilliant metaphor in the Mundaka Upanishad. It describes 2 birds sitting on the exact same tree. One bird is frantically eating the fruit, getting super happy when it's sweet and utterly miserable when it's sour. The second bird, it just sits calmly and observes. Kartaa, your ego, is that first bird. It's the part of you getting incredibly stressed over modern career goals, parenting choices, or social status, constantly believing that you alone control everything. Third is Karanam, your senses. In our modern world, these are your biological data-gathering sensors, relentlessly pulling in emails, social media feeds, and the endless noise of your environment. Fourth is Chashtaha, your physiological functions. This is the literal biological mechanics required to act: your neurons firing, your muscles actually moving. And finally, the 5th member is Daivam, the cosmic forces. Scientifically, you can think of this as environmental entropy, or the complex, unpredictable algorithms of a chaotic universe. It represents all the variables completely out of your control. Everything from a sudden economic market crash to bad weather on your wedding day. The absolute most liberating realization here is looking at member number 2, the doer. Your ego, that heavy sense of personal responsibility, is just one single player on a 5-member cosmic team. When you realize that Daivam, the universe, dictates a massive portion of any outcome, you can instantly take the pressure off your own shoulders. You don't have to carry the burden of the entire world because, mathematically and physically, you literally can't. Section 3. Quantum physics and the observer. What's really fascinating is how modern science backs this ancient map up. The Mandukya Upanishad outlines 3 primary states of consciousness: the waking state, the dream state, and deep sleep. And incredibly, modern neo-quantum physics perfectly aligns with this. The waking state is our classical, observable, deterministic world. The dream state represents a subtle realm of potentiality, which is a lot like the quantum state of superposition, where multiple possibilities exist all at once. And deep sleep, that mirrors the unmanifest causal state, the quantum vacuum from which all tangible realities emerge. This alignment is anchored by what physicists call the observer effect. In quantum mechanics, a particle basically exists in a blurry cloud of probabilities until it is observed. At that exact moment of observation, it collapses into a single definite state.
This maps directly back to our action team. The Kartaa, the doer, is the conscious observer. You aren't just physical matter blindly bumping into things. You are the consciousness that observes and collapses the infinite probabilities of the universe into your actual, tangible, daily reality.
Take a breath and listen to this beautiful quote from the Aitareya Upanishad. All these are impelled by consciousness. Consciousness is Brahman. Both cutting-edge quantum theory and ancient Vedanta are telling us the exact same thing here. Consciousness isn't just some accidental byproduct of your brain firing off neurons. It is the fundamental, primordial force driving reality itself. You are quite literally the universe experiencing itself, which means your everyday actions carry immense, universe-shaping power. Section 4. Thermodynamics of the mind. We can actually apply the literal laws of thermodynamics directly to our mental health. The first law states, energy is eternal and conserved, which perfectly echoes how the Gita describes the eternal nature of the soul. But the second law, that is where our modern suffering comes from. It states that closed systems naturally move toward disorder, a state called entropy. When we obsess over getting a specific promotion or agonize over how a relationship will turn out, we generate massive amounts of mental entropy. Our minds become chaotic, disordered, and highly anxious. The Gita solution here is karma yoga, selfless action. This acts as a literal psychological cooling mechanism, reducing that entropy and restoring equilibrium to our nervous system.
So karma yoga isn't just a nice, quaint, moral idea. It is a scientifically sound method for modifying quantum probability fields without burning yourself out. When you focus solely on the process, on playing your specific role in that 5-part action team perfectly, you enter a psychological state of flow. But when you obsess over the outcome, you trigger a dopamine loop of addiction, fear, and anxiety. Basically, let go of the result and you master the process.
Section 5. The art of peaceful living. Let's wrap this up with a practical, daily playbook for excelling in life without the burnout. Step 1. Acknowledge your 5-part team. Whenever you feel overwhelmed by a project or a life choice, remind yourself that you are only 1/5 of the equation. Step 2. Practice karma yoga. Dedicate your energy entirely to the action itself, not what you might get out of it. Step 3 is tyaga, which means relinquishing attachment to the results. Let that cosmic force, daivam, handle the unpredictability of the universe. And step 4 is samatva, maintaining objective observation. Stay balanced in success and failure, just like that second calm bird in the Upanishads, simply observing the experience. Doing this reduces your mental entropy and opens the door to ultimate inner peace, or moksha. I want to leave you with this final thought. If you truly internalize that your ego is just one player on a massive 5-member cosmic team, how much of that heavy, burning anxiety can you simply put down right now? You don't have to carry the weight of the world, you just have to play your position beautifully. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the mechanics of action and consciousness. Let this ancient wisdom and modern science guide you to a place of profound clarity today.